Hey guys, we've got multiple games lined up for NFL Sunday, November 2nd, and I've gone through all the matchups to break down my top picks and player props of the day. Let's dive right into the action and see where the best value is this week. Bears versus Bengals. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm taking Chicago negative 2.5 on the spread. Cincinnati is still struggling without Joe Burrow, and Joe Flacco's shoulder concerns don't help a defense that's already been a disaster, giving up over 407 yards per game, worst in the league. The Bears just came off a tough loss but have covered in 4 of their last 5 and won 2 of their last 3 on the road. Caleb Williams should have a strong bounce back showing against a Bengals defense that just gave up 254 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns to the Jets. Even without DeAndre Swift, rookie Kyle Monangai is expected to keep the ground game steady, while Ben Johnson's offense takes advantage of mismatches all over the field. For the player prop, I'm going Rome Odunze, over 62.5 receiving yards. Odunze has been explosive lately, posting 7 catches for 114 yards in the loss to Baltimore, and he remains the top target in this offense. Against a Cincinnati secondary that's allowing chunk plays every week, he's in a great spot to stay hot. Vikings versus Lions. For this NFC North matchup, I'm backing the Detroit Lions negative 8.5 spread. Detroit's offense has been on a tear, ranking 3rd in the league and scoring 30.7 points per game, and hitting over 30 points in 5 straight meetings against Minnesota. Jared Goff thrives against the blitz-heavy Brian Flores defense, ranking 8th in the NFL in passing grade versus the blitz, and that rhythm should continue at home. Minnesota's defense has fallen apart lately, allowing 419 yards and 37 points to the Chargers, and giving up 326 passing yards to Jalen Hurts the week before. McCarthy returning from injury and struggling in his early starts, Detroit's top-ranked defense in DVOA should control both sides of the ball. For the player prop, I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime touchdown. He's found the end zone in 16 of his last 20 games and remains the centerpiece of Detroit's red zone attack. Expect plenty of work near the goal line, with the Lions moving the ball efficiently against the reeling Vikings defense. Panthers versus Packers. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm going with the over 43.5 total points. Both teams have been trending high scoring lately. The Packers have hit the over in 4 straight games, including a 35-25 win over Pittsburgh, while the Panthers have gone over in 4 of their last 5. Jordan Love and this Green Bay offense are finding rhythm again, especially at Lambeau, where they've covered in 2 of their last 3. Carolina's defense has struggled to contain anyone, and with Green Bay's offensive weapons back healthy, this one sets up for points on both sides, led by a hot Packers offense that's clicking behind improved play calling and balance. For the player prop, I'm taking Tucker Kraft anytime touchdown. He's been one of the most consistent red zone threats in football, scoring 6 touchdowns in his last 7 games, including a 143-yard, 2-score performance against the Steelers. Expect him to stay heavily involved against a soft Carolina secondary. Chargers versus Titans. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm backing the Los Angeles Chargers negative 9.5 spread. The Chargers come into this one rolling after a 37-10 blowout win over Minnesota, improving to 5-3 on the season, while the Titans continue to spiral at 1-7. Tennessee's defense has been gashed for big plays all year, allowing 38 points to the Colts last week, and their offense hasn't been able to keep up. With Tony Pollard limited and Roger McCreary traded, the Titans secondary looks even more vulnerable heading into this one. Justin Herbert has found his rhythm again, and rookie wideout Ladd McConkey has become his go-to target. Over the last 3 games, McConkey has 22 receptions for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns, showcasing elite consistency and chemistry. For the player prop, I'm going Ladd McConkey, over 62.5 receiving yards. He's cleared that mark in 3 straight games, 100, 67, and 88 yards, and with Tennessee's secondary giving up chunk plays weekly, McConkey should continue to shine as Herbert's most reliable weapon. Patriots versus Falcons. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm backing the New England Patriots negative 5.5 spread. The Patriots come in on a 5-game win streak, while the Falcons have dropped 2 straight and continue to struggle defensively. New England's rookie QB Drake May has been in top form, throwing multiple touchdowns in 6 of 8 games, including 8 total over his last 3. Atlanta's secondary has been inconsistent all year, recently giving up 4 touchdown passes to Tua Tagovailoa, and now they face another red-hot quarterback. Even with a few injuries on offense, New England's balance and confidence at home should carry them to another win. For the player prop, I'm taking Drake May over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's been remarkably consistent through the air, and this Falcons defense has allowed multiple passing scores in 3 of their last 4 games. With May's ability to extend plays and attack deep, 2 touchdowns feel very achievable in this matchup. 49ers versus Giants. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers -2.5. The 49ers head to MetLife looking to bounce back and face a Giants defense that ranks last in yards allowed per rush and continues to give up big plays on the ground. San Francisco has the advantage in nearly every key category, ranking top 10 in offensive DVOA and 3rd in third down conversion rate, and their ability to control time of possession should wear New York down as the game progresses. Even if the Giants try to sell out to stop the run, Brock Purdy and the Niners' passing attack have more than enough weapons to move the chains. The Giants have allowed 71 points in their last 2 games, showing just how overmatched they've been on defense lately. For the player prop, I'm rolling with George Kittle, anytime touchdown. Kittle found the end zone last week and now faces a defense that's given up 3 touchdowns to tight ends in their last 3 games. With his role growing again after returning from injury, he's a strong bet to make another red zone impact on Sunday. Colts versus Steelers. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm siding with the Indianapolis Colts -3 spread. The Colts come in red hot, winners of 4 straight and owners of the best record in football at 7-1. Their offense has been unstoppable, averaging 33.8 points per game, tops in the league, and scoring 30+ in 4 straight contests. Quarterback Daniel Jones is in full command of this offense with 2,062 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, while Jonathan Taylor continues to dominate on the ground with 850 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns, both league-leading marks. The Steelers, meanwhile, have lost 2 in a row and gave up 35 points to Green Bay last week. Aaron Rodgers has 16 touchdowns, but Pittsburgh's defense has regressed, allowing 386 yards per game, 3rd most in the NFL. With the Colts generating steady pressure up front and forcing 10 interceptions this season, they should capitalize on Rodgers' recent struggles and control the tempo from start to finish. For the player prop, I'm going Jonathan Taylor. Anytime touchdown. Taylor has found the end zone in 7 straight games and leads the NFL in total touchdowns. The Steelers are giving up over 110 rushing yards per game, and with the Colts' balanced offense keeping the defense honest, Taylor should have multiple red zone chances to punch one in. Broncos versus Texans. For this Sunday matchup, I'm rolling with the Houston Texans -1.5. Denver comes in riding a 5-game winning streak, but Houston's defense has really turned a corner, holding the 49 ERs to just 15 points last week. The Broncos have been explosive lately, dropping 77 total points in their last 2 games, but they'll face a much tougher test here against a Texans defense that's been one of the most improved units in football. For the player prop, I'm pairing this with Courtland Sutton over 57.5 receiving yards. Sutton has been Knicks' top target all year, averaging 14.5 yards per catch and hitting this mark in back-to-back games, 67 and 87 yards. With Knicks likely to push the ball downfield early and often, Sutton should once again be his go-to option in key passing situations. Jaguars versus Raiders. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm rolling with the Jacksonville Jaguars -2.5 spread. Both teams are coming off their bye week, but the edge clearly leans toward Jacksonville. The Jaguars sit at 4-3 and are looking to bounce back after 2 tough losses before the break. Their offense, led by Trevor Lawrence, 1,620 yards, 9 TDs, 5 INTs, has been inconsistent, but this matchup offers a perfect get-right opportunity against the Raiders defense that hasn't been able to stop much and a Geno Smith-led offense that keeps turning the ball over. Las Vegas enters at 2-5 and has been plagued by giveaways 10 interceptions already for Smith and struggles to sustain drives. The model projection has Jacksonville winning 27-17, supported by the Jaguars' stronger defense and far better ball security. If Lawrence can simply protect the football and take advantage of short fields, the Jaguars should cover comfortably on the road. For the player prop, I'm going Trevor Lawrence, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. With Las Vegas ranking near the bottom in red zone defense and allowing frequent chunk plays, this is a great spot for Lawrence to stack multiple scores. After a 2-week reset, expect Doug Peterson's play calling to open up early with Christian Kirk and Evan Engram as primary red zone options. Rams vs. Saints. I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams -14 spread. The Rams are 5-2 and coming off a dominant 35-7 win, while the 1-7 Saints have dropped 3 straight and can't get anything going offensively. Matthew Stafford and Kyren Williams have this Rams offense humming, and with New Orleans allowing 23+ points in 3 straight games, LA should roll at home. For the player prop, I'm going Kyren Williams, over 70.5 rushing yards. Williams has topped 65+ yards in 4 of his last 5 games, and the Saints' front 7 has been giving up steady gains all month. Expect the Rams to lean on the ground game once they build a lead. Chiefs vs. Bills. For this Week 9 matchup, I'm backing the Kansas City Chiefs -2.5 spread. Kansas City enters this game on a 3-game winning streak, led by Patrick Mahomes, who ranks second in the NFL with 2,099 passing yards and leads the league with 17 touchdowns. The Chiefs' defense has quietly become one of the best in football, second in points allowed, 16.4 per game, and third in passing yards allowed, and that balance has fueled their surge. Meanwhile, Buffalo has been inconsistent against the spread and has major issues stopping the run, ranking 31st in the NFL in rushing yards allowed, 150.3 per game. That's a big problem against the Kansas City offense averaging 26.8 points per game. I'm taking Kansas City -2.5, trusting Mahomes' efficiency and the Chiefs' elite defense to edge out a close one in Orchard Park. For the player prop, I'm going Josh Allen, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Allen has thrown 12 passing TDs this season and added 5 more on the ground, and his recent performances show he's locked in throwing for multiple scores in 4 of his last 5 games. With both offenses capable of striking fast, this matchup sets up as a high-scoring battle, giving Allen plenty of opportunities to find the end zone through the air. Seahawks vs. Commanders. For Sunday Night Football, I'm siding with the Washington Commanders +3. Seattle may be 5-2, but Washington finally gets Jaden Daniels back at quarterback, and that's a big difference maker after 3 straight losses. Daniels has been efficient this season with 8 TDs to just 1 interception, and his return should help stabilize an offense that struggled without him. The Seahawks have been strong overall, but this feels like a spot where Washington's urgency kicks in at home. With their playoff hopes fading, the Commanders should play with extra fire, and the projection has this matchup razor close at Seahawks 24, Commanders 23. For the player prop, I like Jaden Daniels, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Seattle's secondary has been tested in 4 of their last 5 games, and Daniels has already shown he can capitalize on soft coverage when healthy. Expect Washington to open up the playbook and lean on Daniels' arm in a high-energy return. Alright, that wraps up our NFL picks for November 2nd. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and share this video. It really helps the channel grow. Let me know in the comments who you're rolling with this Sunday, and I'll catch you in the next one.